Hello, I'm Miss Susan from the Cape May County Library Children's Department, and this is the art and science of flowers. It's often said that April showers bring May flowers. This month's crafts are all three-dimensional flower art projects. The first one is the folded flower. In order to do the folded flower, you'll need colorful construction paper, circle shapes, craft sticks, chenille sticks, pencil, scissors, and glue. First, decide whether you want a rainbow flower or a solid color flower. You'll need 6 round circles for each flower. Here I used a water bottle lid to make my circles. After you trace your 6 circles, then cut them out. Next, fold each circle in half. Arrange the folded circles at the top of a piece of construction paper in the shape of a flower. When you're happy with your flower, then glue down each of the folded petals one at a time. Notice how the petals are tucked into each other. The final step is to add your stem. Here I use chenille sticks. You could also use craft sticks and some glitter glue to jazz it up. You could even cut a green circle in half to make leaves. The paper strips flower is super easy to do. You'll need colorful construction paper, a circle shape, maybe a small bottle cap or lid, stapler, scissors, glue, and a marker or crayon. First, cut out 3 or 4 strips of paper about 5 or 6 inches long each. Taking one strip at a time, roll the ends together till they meet and either staple or glue each end. Then add another strip to the flower, building the flower one strip at a time. When your flower has 6 or 8 petals, it's time to add the center of your flower. Trace your bottle cap on yellow paper. Then cut it out and glue it to the center of your flower. That's all there is to it. Now make a few more in different colors and you've got a bouquet. Pom Pom Flowers help preschoolers develop fine motor skills. All you need is some construction paper, pom-poms, craft sticks, chenille sticks, and glue. Allow your child to be creative, using their imagination as they put together their own personal pom-pom flowers. The paper Plat Sunflower is the prettiest one yet. For this craft, you'll need yellow construction paper, paper plate, a small or medium size, yellow and yellow-orange tissue paper, a marker or crayon for seeds, or you can use real sunflower seeds, and a pencil, scissors, and glue. First, cut or tear the tissue paper up into small pieces. Then glue the tissue paper pieces on the paper plate. I glued the yellow pieces on the outer edges of the flower and the orange more in the center of the flower. Next, draw and cut out yellow petals for the outer edges of your sunflower. You will need a lot of yellow petals. Here I used about 20 petals, and that was with a small paper plate. Glue these petals to the back of the flower all the way around. Once the glue has dried, turn the flower around and use the marker to add seeds, and you can use some glitter glue to make the seeds pop a little bit more. Now you have this gorgeous sunflower, and it was super easy to do. My final 3D flowers craft is flowers behind a picket fence. You'll need construction paper, green markers in different shades of green, finger or Crayloa paint, craft sticks, and glue. First, using the different shades of green markers, draw the different stems for each of your flowers. Be sure to make your stems curve back and forth a little. Then add a fingerprint flower to the end of each of your stems. As you can see, I used 2 different colors of paint so that my flower garden would be a little more colorful. Once the paint is dried, it's time to build your picket fence. Using craft sticks, plan out how you'd like the fence to look. First, I glued down the 4 vertical craft sticks. Then I put a bunch of other craft sticks over top so that it would hold the paper flat while it dries. Then I used glue dots to glue on the 2 horizontal craft sticks and finish my picket fence. What are flowers? Flowers are part of flowering plants that produce seeds. The seeds will grow into new plants, so a flower has a very important job in the life cycle of a plant. Flowers come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and colors. Flowers are most common in the spring and summer. Some flowers have a strong scent. Other flowers have no scent at all. Many trees produce flowers, and so do some vegetable plants, such as zucchini. Flowers can be found in many different places, such as a garden center, your yard, a field, the side of the road, and even in forests. Did you know that there are even flowers in the desert? Cacti are flowering plants. Flowering plants start life as a bulb or a seed. As the seed grows, a green shoot or stem pushes upward through the soil toward the light. Flowering plants need water, light, and air to grow bigger. Let's take a look at the parts of a flowering plant. Flowers have roots, stems, and leaves like other plants. The roots suck up the water and nutrients from the ground. The stem is really strong and stiff, so it supports the plant and connects to the roots of the plant. The stem brings the water and nutrients to the leaves, and it also brings the food from the leaves to the flower. The leaves are full of green stuff called chlorophyll. When the sun shines on the leaves, the chlorophyll turns sunlight into food for the plant. See the little lines running through the leaves? These are veins, leaf veins, and they're a lot like our veins. The veins in the leaf bring water and nutrients from the stem, and they carry the food the chlorophyll made to the rest of the plant. So the stem and the leaves collect and carry water, food, and other nutrients that help the flowers grow and stay healthy. Now let's look at the flower. We know that flowers are bright, colorful, and beautiful. But did you know that this beauty is to attract insects and birds to them? Bees, butterflies, and birds are all pollinators. Flowers make a sugary liquid called nectar that pollinators love to eat. So to a pollinator, the flower's color and smell are like a big sign that says there's lots of food here. Let's take a closer look at the parts of a flower. If you pull the petals off of a flower, you can see that there are these long dangling things left. They're called the stamen, and they make the pollen. When pollinators find a flower, it comes to eat nectar, and while it's eating, pollen from the stamen gets stuck to the animal. Then when it flies off to get nectar from another flower, it spreads the pollen to that other flower, and that's pollination. Now there's just one part left. This sort of big stick thing is called the pistil, and that's the part of the flower that collects the pollen that pollinators bring from other flowers. It's kind of sticky on the end, so the pollen sticks to it. And if pollen from another flower makes its way into the pistil can use the pollen to make seeds. And then those seeds can eventually become new plants. Would you like to see how flowers drink? Try this experiment. You'll need 4 or 6 white carnations, recycled water bottles or tall glass jars or vases, water, dark food coloring, and scissors. This experiment shows how plants get water from their roots all the way up to their leaves, flowers, and fragile petals. White carnations work best. Cut the stems of the carnations under water at an angle about 3 to 4 inches from the bottom of the flower. It is important that the stem tubes always be filled with water, so if you are not starting the experiment right away, put the flower stems in plain water or wrap them in a wet paper towel. Using recycled water bottles, fill each container about halfway with water and add 10 to 20 drops of food coloring in each bottle. Dark food coloring works best. Then place a white carnation in each container and observe the carnations in 6 hours, 8 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours, and 48-hour time frames. The science behind it. This experiment demonstrates how plants use capillary action to draw water up their stems. Capillary action is a process in which a liquid, like water, moves up something solid, like the tubes or xylem in the stem. The leaves and petals help pull the water up the xylem through transpiration. The leaves and petals have little holes that let out the water that the plant is done using, and this makes room for more water to come rushing up the stem. Now you know how plants drink, and maybe you'd like to try a part 2 to the experiment. What would happen if the flowers drank from 2 or 3 different colored water? Would they pick up all the colors they drank from in their petals and stems? This purple carnation was in the blue water first and then changed over to the red water. Doesn't it look really cool? Now you know about the art and science of flowers. Thanks for watching.